can smell this. It's not decomposing plant matter smell. It is. I can't even describe it. Kind of burns the nose a little bit, just a little bit. I don't have my mask on because usually I don't wear it. You can just see it's all around my feet. Sort of like burns the nose some. Sometimes if I breathe through my mouth, I can taste it. I should really have my mask on for this, but I'm just about done. For science. For East Palestine. For all you freaking liars out there. Might have to come do some sediment testing in, man, look how black that is. In Sulphur Run. Seems like a good spot right here. Because it's just coming out everywhere. The whole top of this water is just coated. Like I see some of the rainbow sheen type things, but it's not all. Yeah, it's starting to burn my throat now. A little bit. Apparently my nose is running. But we may have to take some sediment samples along here. Seems to be a pretty. As soon as I put this video out here, freaking, they're gonna be down here taking samples of this shit. So go ahead, please take samples, because I want to compare samples of what you get and, you know, what we get. I'm waiting patiently for your other ones to come out. You should have put them on rush order for me. But I guess there's nothing that, you know, and there's nothing that's you're in a hurry to do in this town, obviously. These creeks should have been touched way before 9 months, 8 months. How many stream assessments did you do on these damn creeks? I don't know how many sheen papers I've seen of people just walking in and documenting the sheen. It should have been addressed a long time ago. But no, we were all quick in, you know, getting the rails back up and moving. That was our number one priority. You know, screw the water that runs down and then people take drinking water out of, and, you know, wells aren't that deep. You know, screw that. We're all worried about getting the railroad tracks back going again so we can start, you know, which I understand commerce has got to move, but there needs to be a, you know, a line which, you know, to us as human beings, us to the government, we're expendable. And that's like that with everything. It's not with just this. It's with everything. We're expendable. Just think you're just a social security number. I call your social security number your inmate number is exactly what I call it. You're expendable. You know, you die. They take your number and that's it. I mean, you know. So, you know, people will ask me, well, what made you, you know, after the first night you seen, you know, you went down to see it. Well, what made you go down and see it? Well, it was just because of the sheer intensity of it. First of all, if I could see the flames from, I guess I am I was in the mile radius, but as the crows flies with mile, I thought we were like 1.3, but I think we're like 0.95 or something like that. I don't know. But just because of the intensity I could see from the house, I knew something was up. And then as I got into town, and that smell got stronger, I knew stuff was burning or leaking or going somewhere that really is not good. So, they asked me, well, what made you go back the next day? Because, and a lot of us know the government pretty well. I mean, not in a bad way, but you know how shady they are. You know how they will hide anything. And my whole mission of this was to show what was really going on. What they're not showing in the news, the papers, the EPA newsletters where everybody's smiling, but we have people sick. We have people sick that are afraid to speak out. We have business owners that won't even speak out because they're afraid their business is going to get boycotted. I mean, that just should not even happen. That's just ridiculous. But fortunately, that's the America we live in nowadays, where if you don't think like me, then you're wrong. I can take I don't want to stick up for both sides, but I'll listen to both sides. I listen to both sides a lot. I have a lot of conversations with people. I'm out. I don't publish them because our conversation. I'm not having it to put it out there in public. But I have recordings of plenty of conversations with workers, residents, business owners, saying they're afraid to speak out because of they're afraid their business could be boycotted, which I think is just plain old ridiculous. But you can I can take your side, and okay, you think it's all safe and you're not having no side effects. That is great. I hope you're healthy for the next 10, 15, 20 years. But you also got to think everybody's body's different. We were all exposed differently to different stuff. Is there people taking advantage of the system? Yeah, I believe there probably is. And they will have their day. But to lump everybody, I see you guys blasting these posts all over, charges were filed against this person, charges were filed against this person. And it only seems to be the people that have spoke out against this. There was a few that, I just blatantly, as soon as I read it, you're guilty. But, that's for a court to decide, not for me. But, I think one was from East Liverpool or something. You're busted, you're guilty, buddy. But, to group them same group of people into, I can't turn this camera around, guys, with this thing, I'm sorry. To group these people, them people like that, into people that are actually sick, I just think it's disgusting. Especially for the people that's afraid to speak out. Them are honestly the ones I feel the worst for, because we see what happens when you speak out in this town. They don't want your input. The park meeting was great. I love that citizens spoke out, because it is your park. You should have a say-so in what, I don't agree with the building the park. I think that $25 million could have, went for maybe other stuff. But, it's your park. You should have a say-so into what is being built in that park, not have Norfolk Southern consult a, agency that builds the park and then comes in and tells you this is what we're going to do. It shouldn't be that way. It should be your park. And I was so glad to see citizens actually speak up. And then they had the park meeting, which unfortunately I couldn't make it to, because I'm only one person and I do get tired. I have side effects from this. You don't hear me complain about them. I just deal with them every day, and I still continue to come out and, you know, cover this because, you know, who else is going to do it? You know? So I'm glad people spoke up and made your voices heard. And, you know, the wastewater treatment plant meeting, let them dispose of their own fucking water. You know, he was talking about, never mind, I ain't even gonna get into that in this video. We'll do a separate video on that. But anyways, I mean, a little compassion goes a long ways. You know, there was things said about certain businesses might not like what is being said. I'm sorry. You know, if you don't like what I say, then don't watch my videos. You know, I'm allowed to have an opinion just like you're allowed to have an opinion. I'm not pushing my opinion on you. You know, I'm just showing what's out here, and then, you know, usually backing it up with test results. So, I mean, you can believe what you want. But the divide in this town is just, it's sickening. And that's what they wanted. They wanted that from the get-go. I think you can think everything's perfectly safe, but yet still have care and compassion for people that are sick. I don't know. Some people ain't able to do that. It's either one side or the other. But, you know, the people say, "Oh, I'm not moving." They'll never buy this town out. It's not getting bought out. You ain't gonna have to move. Nothing. If anything was coming in, it would have been done by now. There's no FEMA. There's no emergency declaration coming. There's nothing. You are on your own until, you know, unfortunately, until you leave this earth. There's nobody coming to help. So, I mean, that's just my opinion on it. You can like it or hate it. You know, I personally really don't care. I'm not here to please everybody. If the truth hurts, I'm sorry, but, you know, that's what I came out here to cover this for. So I've been covering this for over 10 months, is to document the truth, you know, and document what's going on, and, you know, different days, and, you know, what changed, what hasn't changed. Have I seen change? Yeah. But there are some things that haven't changed. They're basically now just putting band-aids on freaking, you know, surgical wounds that should be stapled shut. But it ain't for me to decide. All right, I'm out of here. I'm gonna head up the hill. I'll catch you guys later. My nose is cold. My throat burns a little bit, but it might be because it's cold. But I will talk to you guys later.